Okay, so now that you've figured out what size amp you need and what wattage and tube complement you're looking for, let's talk about whether you're looking at a combo or a head and cab version of this amplifier if it's offered that way. Right now in front of me, I've got two identical amplifiers. They're both Mesa Boogie Mark 7 amps, right? Here's the combo, here's the head and the matching 112 speaker cabinet. Now, let's look at the combo for a second. This one enclosure happens to be housing the amp chassis, the reverb tank, as well as the speaker. So this one enclosure is sharing all of that versus the head, where all the components of the amplifier are in the head shell of the amp, and then you've got one dedicated enclosure just for the speaker. So in conclusion, they're both pluses. It just depends on your scenario, right? Some of you may want the ease of just the grab and go with one piece being the combo, and then some of you may need to disperse the weight up with the head and the cabinet. Now, they're both modular situations, right? You can add a cabinet to this, or you can add a cabinet over here. They both work the same way. It's just a matter of preference. So now that you've decided on what size amplifier you're looking for, the wattage, the tubes, maybe if you've now figured out, if you want a combo versus a head and a cab, let's talk about the cabinets, right? The speaker cab is 50% of your tone basically, right? Speakers affect the tone in a huge way. Now that's a separate video altogether, but for now, let me walk through the go-to offerings that you're probably gonna come across. Now, in a nutshell, the speaker size and the size of the box pretty much dictates the sound, okay? Let's look at the first offering, a 110. This is basically a 10-inch speaker in this enclosure right here. Now, it's pretty tight, it's small, it's compact, it's easy to grab and go. Think about the 10-inch speaker having tight low end, focused mids and highs, just like what you would think by looking at it. The player that might want to use this is someone that's got a smaller head, they don't need a lot of wattage, or maybe they just enjoy the sound of that quick response and tight 10-inch speaker. We're gonna go over to the next offering, which is the one that you're gonna see most of the time. This is a 112-inch cabinet, a 12-inch speaker in there. This is what you're gonna see in combos most of the time, and it's really the grab and go-to for a lot of guitar players. The 12 itself, it spreads the mid-range open a little bit more. You've also got a lot more low end now as opposed to the 10. It's not as tight as a 10, but it definitely fires a little bit harder in those low frequencies. So that's the go-to. It can handle anywhere from 50 to 75 watts. Sometimes you can find 100-watt speakers in the 12-inch range as well. Double that up, you now have your 212 cabinet enclosure. Now there's two 12s in here. This particular cab is diagonal, so you've got a speaker on top of each other like that. You're also gonna find the horizontal cabinets where the speakers are side by side, right? Think of this as half of the bigger one over here, which is the 412. So 12s again now, increasing the spread, increasing the low end, and now with the 212s, you're actually opening up the mids even more. A really good go-to if you're somewhere in the 30 to 50 range on wattage, even up to 75 to 100 watts. And now last over here, my biggest cabinet, the 412. So the 412 being that great choice for all of you out there that are using a 50 to 100 watt amplifier, playing those bigger stages that need that extra low end thump, and perhaps for those that are lucky enough to play those big amps at home, right? Now the cool thing about cabinets is you can combine them. So you can use two 110 cabs, or you can use two 112s instead of having to take a 212. You can also take two 212 cabinets out versus taking a 412 cabinet out. This can't fit in my car, so it might be better for me to just have two of these. So the cool thing is you can mix and match as long as you're, keeping mind of the right impedance, or you could also be using a high-end cabinet switcher as well to experiment with these different speakers.
you.